All right, everyone, we have a special treat today. We have our very first guest on the Blue Collar Hockey Talk. We have my friend and coworker, Dave Szpargala. He is a unique guy that it happens to be a Buffalo Sabres fan in Toronto. So, Dave, why are you a Sabres fan?
Well, first of all, guys, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. I'm honored to be your first guest. It's a pleasure. So to answer your question, um, true story, I used to be a Leafs fan until I got fed up. They got rid of Cujo. They got rid of Gary Roberts. They got rid of Joe Nundyke. And I had it. I was done. And I thought, oh, I need a new team. And of course, I chose the Rivals, right? But growing up, my favorite player was Max Afinogenov. Loved his speed. Um, just a great player overall. And yeah, man, I love Dan Briere as well, Tim Connolly, all those guys. So I thought, yeah, Buffalo's going to be my team, and it's nice to have a little bit of rivalry going on with my friends as well, who are Leaf fans, including you.
Yep.
And we can go back and forth as well. But yeah, Sabres. I mean, it's been a tough year, guys, and it's been a tough 10 years overall.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I mean, sorry there, Wes. I just wanted to say hi to Dave first of all. Hey,
Thanks,
buddy.
Scott.
Really nice to have you out here, man. We were talking a bit about the absolute carousel that's going on in coach land and in GM land in Buffalo. And I mean, I get worried when I hear you say something like, you had enough of the Leafs, you got fed up. Well, Buffalo's going through some tough times right now, and I mean, I was hoping, I had a lot of hope for this team, looking on paper, seeing Taylor Hall betting on himself for a year, going there, saying, I'm going to go play with the likes of Jeff Skinner and Jack Eichel. And, I was really hoping to see the team to make that turn. But what has seemed, and I ask you, how does it feel right now? And how is the Buffalo fan base going to be able to push through this? And how does Buffalo push through this? Where's the light? Where's the light on the other side, man?
Yeah, great question. It's like you said, Taylor Hall takes a chance, signs in the offseason to play with an elite center like Jack Eichel and guys like Sam Reinhart, Victor Olofsson. It just hasn't worked out. I don't know what it is. He's only got 2 goals on the year. He's playing on the second line right now with Eric Stahl and I believe Sam Reinhart, but they flip it with Kyle Opozo and whoever gets another point the game before. So it's just a game of musical chairs on those lines. But like I don't know the answer. Like I don't understand why they aren't scoring. I mean, you look at the goal leaders. Sam Reinhart has 9 goals this year, and then you've got I think Curtis Lazar is third in team scoring with 4 goals, and he's on the fourth line, right? And then you've got guys like Jeff Skinner who make $9 million a year, can't find the back of the net, hit the post, are playing on the fourth line. Like I don't understand what is going on as well. It's really very frustrating, and I wish I had an answer to your question, man, but I really don't know what the problem is.
So, what do you think they should do? Like, it's so. This is one of the reasons why we had you on, wanted to have you on, is because like being a Leaf fan right now, it seems the rebuild has worked. Because like 5, 6 years
Yeah.
ago, the Sabres and the Leafs were kind of in the same situation where they were trying to bottom out, collect assets, get high draft picks, and like work their way up the standings. But like clearly, it just one reason or another, it hasn't worked in Buffalo. So what do you think they should do? Should they like strip it down to the wood again and try to build back up, or do you think it's just a few trades? Like,
Man, it's not an easy solution. Um, like the rebuild was working for a little bit. Hey, they drafted um, Eichel second overall. They got a second overall guy in Reinhardt, first overall in Darlene. Like the talent is there, but if you're going to rebuild again, what message does that send to the team? Hey, you
mm-hmm.
guys aren't good enough again. And what message does that send to your franchise guy in Jack Eichel? I mean, last year he comes out and says, yeah, I'm not happy. I'm sick of losing. I'm frustrated. Hey, guess what's happening? Deja vu all over again. So if you're going to wipe down the team, trade everybody again, I don't know. And you rush guys like Casey Middlestat last year, who had what, 14 points or something like that. It wasn't good. It was not good. Um, it's just they draft high, they throw these guys in there, and they expect them to figure it out. Um, the talent, like I said, the talent is there, but they're just not finishing. I don't know if it's a coaching problem I do like Ralph Kruger. He's a good coach, and that's one of the main reasons Taylor Hall signed with Buffalo. Buffalo had Ralph Kruger. Taylor Hall had experience with him. He had success with him in Edmonton, and he even said, "Yeah, I know Ralph Kruger. I like him. That's why I'm signing here." And also I get to play with Eichel. But yeah, when it comes to the rebuild, man, I don't know what you can do. What value do these guys have? I mean, you've got Jack Eichel, who's probably going to get you the most return, right? Sam Reinhart can get you some return. But guys on expiring contracts like Brandon Montour, who they traded a first round pick for, and Brandon Gooley, is not going to get you much, especially now during the pandemic. I mean, teams are strapped for cash, and they're not going to be willing to give up parts of their future, especially in a shortened season as well, because you never know what's going to happen. Who knows if they're going to be playing hockey next year? Mm-hmm. So a rebuild, to me, does not seem like an easy solution. And it's just, I really don't know what they can do, man. I have no idea what's going to go on.
See, I kind of relate to it as a Leaf fan. I mean, for years, we went through this as well, right? And I mean, we had a revolving door on a few different coaches coming through with no results, everything post Pat era. And to see it, when I remember looking back, thinking to myself, what do we need? And I'd look up and down the bench as I'd watch a game, and it would be, well, who the hell's going to stand up and say, guys, like, we got to do this, like, get on my back or whatever, like, to snap you into gear, even with just a look. And the Leafs didn't have it for years. We've got it in place now. And I mean, I think of the Buffalo lineup, and I really only get one name that comes to my mind, and it's Eric Staal. But I mean, I feel like more chemistry, more character guys, like they've got all these pieces, but how do you get the rest of that puzzle? And how are they expected to do it when, if I heard you guys talking earlier before we recorded here, since 2013, you're on your fourth GM. Mm-hmm. A GM needs to have time to actually formulate and see a plan through. Like, think about when Bert goes into a team, it's a 5-year plan. There's always 5-year plans. And you've gone through 4 GMs we're in the 8th season since then. That's hard, man. Like, I don't know what the expectations could be. And every GM is going to have a new coach. So now there's a new system, and it's just a continuous repeat, like, reset button. And I would hate to see a reset button happen again, but like you say, is it coaching? Is like, what the hell would you say? Like, I mean, before Babcock came to Toronto, it was looking like he was going to Buffalo. Do you see any hope in hell on that ever happening again? Because I do.
Oh man, I don't know, Mike Babcock. Maybe in a couple of years, maybe. But didn't he just sign with like some Saskatchewan team or Saskatoon or something?
As a mentor coach.
As a mentor. Oh, that's.
But he is the head coach, but he's there quite clearly, and he said it in an interview. I'm not here to be here for years and years. I'm here to help Saskatchewan. They had like a 20-year veteran coach that retired, and so they didn't have anyone to step right in. So he said, "I will groom your coaches just like I have throughout the NHL." And it's his redemption tour. And I mean, where else better to do it than in his hometown? And I mean, he can sales pitch himself, and he's got a credential and a resume to do it. Yes, he's also got some pretty nasty scars to it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not trying to turn this into a Babcock talk. I'm more or less trying to see, would a Buffalo fan be open to something like that?
Well, I mean, if you look at his resume, yeah, he's won how many cups? 2? I think he won with Detroit twice, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got that. I don't know what went on beyond the scenes in Toronto with all the Marner stuff, and I have no idea if any of that's true. I don't know. I don't. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing an experienced coach come in, because you look at the past guys that we've had. I mean, just over the past couple of years, we had Ted Nolan. Yeah, he had success in Buffalo a couple of years. Lindy Ruff was probably the best coach we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. He was there forever.
Yeah, he was there forever, and he's in New Jersey right now. But then you had Dan Bilesma, who won a cup in Pittsburgh as well. That didn't work out. And who else do we got? We got Ralph Kruger now, and we also had Phil Housley. Yep. He didn't last very long either. They seemed to give him like a 3-year deal. Hey, you got 2 years to figure this out, and if not, see ya. They need more time, and I don't know if the players are just giving up on those coaches, but yeah, just to see a guy like, hey, I'm not taking any crap. I need you to perform, or you know what? See you later. And I think that's what Ralph Kruger is trying to do now with Jeff Skinner. Guy makes $9 million a year, like I said. and he was a healthy scratch for the past three, or not the past 3 games, but he was a healthy scratch for 3 consecutive games, and doesn't have a goal on the season. He's got 1 assist, and I think 19 games they played. But yeah, you need to bring in an experienced coach. Maybe guys like Babcock, Gerard Gallant is another one. Who else is available right now?
Claude Julien's looking for a job right now, man.
Claude Julien, Julien wouldn't be bad. He knows the division as well, knows the players. So I haven't seen the list of coaches that are available, but those 3 stand out to me.
Yeah. Well, like it seems to be just something like just in Buffalo right now for the past like decade, right? Well, it's easy to point that out because a decade ago, Terry Bakula bought the team. And as soon as he bought the team, he said, starting today, the Buffalo Sabres' reason for existence will be to win a Stanley Cup. Right? Like, he came out guns blazing. I remember the first year he spent a lot of money signing a lot of guys, and they didn't make the playoffs, obviously. But it seems to be like he is that kind of owner where things aren't working, ship someone out, hire someone new, right? And it's just this turnstile, and it doesn't seem to really be working. Like we were talking about Dan Bylsma and Phil Housley. If my research is right, they coach the exact same number of games.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And Dan Bylsma had 68 wins compared to Phil Housley's 58 wins. And, there was also a rumor going out there that Jack Eichel wasn't too happy with Bylsma. So he said to the team, if he's still the coach, I'm not going to resign. And they took Eichel over Bylsma, of course, at that time. But, man, that just sets a bad precedent of, well, in my opinion, it's easy to be on the high horse of, like, the players control the team.
Right.
And I don't know how you feel about that, of a guy who, like, he hasn't won anything. He hasn't, he has his own personal accomplishments, but he still hasn't gotten any team success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you feel about, like, that kind of rumor that Eichel seems to be a bit of a coach killer?
I don't want to believe it. I believe the guy wants to win in Buffalo. He said it over and over again. Hey, I'm here. That's why I signed. I think he signed an 8-year deal. He's making $10 million a year. So, I believe he wants to win. I know he's frustrated. He's come out and said it. Past couple seasons, hey, you know who else said it? Ryan O'Reilly. Guess what happened? They dealt him. Worst return ever. I think we got a first-round pick, Patrick Berglund, who retired 6 games in. Vlad Sobotka, who got hurt again. And Tage Thompson, who, oh man, this guy, I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's supposed to be a power forward, but it just hasn't worked out right now. But going back to Eichel, coach killer, maybe. I don't really see it though. Like I said, the guy wants to win. He's trying his best. Last year, he carried the team. They didn't make no playoffs or anything, but he carried that team on his back. And I don't know, man. It's when it comes to coach killing, I hate that term.
Yeah, it's a little tough because he is clearly the best player on the team, right? And you want him around, but it just seems to be like the culture of that team, and like that's such a sports term, of like, oh, when things aren't working out, the culture is bad in the room, and like we don't know what the hell's going on in the room.
Right.
But it just seems to be like, I don't know, he gets up for certain games. Like we've seen him play live a bunch of times in Buffalo, and like he is pumped to play the Leafs, and he brings his A game. But for the other games I see him play, I don't see that fire and intensity.
Right. I see it, man. I see the frustration on his face, on the bench, on the ice. He like I said, he wants to win, man. He is determined to win. Whether that is with Buffalo or another team, this guy wants to win. So,
it just must be frustrating, man. Like, I mean, to be Jack Eichel, I could just imagine. And I mean, like, it's easy enough to say, hey, like, look at how he's carrying himself. Look at how he's seeming. Maybe it's like, because I talk chemistry, I talk character. And it would be easy for me to just sit there from afar and say, hey, that doesn't look right. But holy smokes, like he has been given season after season of mediocrity. And I don't know if there's even hope going into some of the seasons. Do you know, like some there are. I mean, you would speak to that better than myself, but I mean, to say that somebody's a coach killer, it's tough to say that kind of thing, because if I'm not mistaken, Connor McDavid's been through just as many coaches, or somewhere damn near, so it's it's got to come down to that GM, that coach. How do you implement a system? How do you surround the right group of guys? And it's either you did it or you didn't. And those are two franchises that just are having a real tough time putting all those pieces in place. And I hate to pin it on players, and I won't. Like, it's clear. You look at the stat sheet. You look at how they're carrying themselves. It's not happy to be there. No one should be happy right now. But at the same time, how do you start getting up for the games? Like, how do you want to be there? How does that change? Where's that turn? And I hope it happens soon, man. I really do, because it's so much more fun when we've got a rivalry that is, where we could go back and forth, and seriously be rooting each other on. And yeah.
I think a lot of it is toughness as well. These guys come in. I mean, so their game is bringing the puck into the zone. They don't dump and chase. Dump and chase is a huge part of the game. These guys are always carrying the puck into the zone, and teams figure that out. I mean, I was just watching the Islanders game yesterday, and every time it's like 1-on-4. Of course you're going to lose the puck. You can't do that. You have to go in, make a couple passes, let Dahlin carry it into the offensive zone. Anything like that, or dump it in, go get it. But yeah, I don't know what my point was, but it's just going in, and I don't know what they can do, man. I really don't. I think they're all at a loss right now. Everybody's just trying to figure it out for themselves, and yeah, it's a team game and everything, but just trying to figure it out. Like, hey, go in here, let's figure this out. And we need to settle this really soon, because otherwise this guy's gone.
Yeah. Well, man, maybe we'll just have one more quick question for you.
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel about them just going to the wood and tearing it back down? Like, would you accept that as a team, or would you, as a fan, or would you be just frustrated and be like, that's it, I'm switching teams again?
Oh man, I don't think I could switch teams. I invested too much money in this team. Yeah, no. I don't want another teardown. If another teardown, like, man, it's gonna be another 10 years, maybe even more. I do not want it. Try to figure this out. Get rid of guys like Kyle Opozo. This guy is terrible. He's got, again, 1 assist on the year, and it was on an empty net goal. I don't know why he's in the lineup. You scratch Jeff Skinner, but you keep this guy in the lineup. You need to go out and get some toughness as well. Throw the body around, because these teams are taking advantage of you. They're hitting Eichel, they're hitting Reinhart, they're hitting your top line guys, and nobody is stepping up. We had Dylan Cousins, the rookie, fight, I think it was Ryan Lindgren of the Rangers a couple nights ago, a rookie who's 19 years old, and you have guys like Cody Eakin, Kyle Opozo, who are doing nothing. Go out there, find some toughness, bring back, I don't know, Colton Orr or something. Bring him out of retirement. You need to add some toughness, because these teams are taking advantage of these guys, and yeah, there's no point, there's no fight in them. I do not see any fight whatsoever, and you can see when stuff is going to collapse. These guys come in, they're throwing pucks at the net, they get the goal. I don't know if you guys saw the Matt Barzal goal.
It was an amazing goal, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, beat Ristolainen to the puck between the legs. Then they scored another 3 in the next 4 minutes. You can see it. I saw it was collapsing. Carter Hutton was all over the place. They had no idea. They're running around chickens like their heads cut off. It was just a disaster, and you can see this coming, and it's really hard to watch.
All right, Dave.
Dave, man, if you don't mind there, Wes, Dave, I just want to say your insight on the Buffalo Sabres is awesome. Your passion, I can feel it through the line. I appreciate it. I really hope that times do turn. I hope that just keep your head up, man. Better days have to be ahead, because the pieces, there's so many good pieces. I hope there's not a teardown as well. I hope that they can figure out how to complement the players properly and give you a team to cheer for, because I'll cheer a little bit for you too, man. So thanks very much for being a guest on our show today, bud.
Thanks, God. Appreciate it.